Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff will follow in Serena Williams' footsteps and lead women's tennis into a new era, writes MATTHEW after the 21-year-old triumph at the French Open. A two-time Grand Slam champion, a candle in the darkness for America, a cultural icon. There is a lot on the shoulders of 21-year-old Coco Gauff, but she can handle it. It is becoming ever more apparent there is nothing this extraordinary young woman cannot handle. The transition out of the Serena Williams era was never going to be easy, but Gauff is the woman who will lead women's tennis into the future. She is highly unlikely to match Serena's achievements on the tennis court. She has 21 slams to go after all, but as a global cultural icon, she can have a similar impact. The way she ran to embrace American filmmaker Spike Lee after the match showed resonance in pop culture. Knowing how much Serena meant to me, obviously I'm not going to have the same impact as her, but just impacting a quarter of the people, or less, that's still a lot of people, said the World No. 2. My biggest goal would be to have someone play professional tennis because of me. Ask the difficult question of what it means to be an American athlete, especially a black, female, liberal American athlete. In these tempestuous times, she spoke with courage and nuance of what she feels her responsibilities are. To be a representation of people that look like me in America, who don't feel as supported during this time period. Being a reflection of hope and light for those people. Seeing the flags in the crowd means a lot. Some people may feel some type of way about being patriotic, but I'm definitely patriotic. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to represent the Americans that look like me and people who kind of support the things that I support. That seems like an awful lot of pressure to put on oneself, but, as top athletes must be, Gauff is a master of compartmentalization. Before and after matches is when I feel that weight, said Gauff. On court, I'm just focusing on putting the ball back over the net. And that is precisely what she did against Sabalenka. In windy conditions, she drove or sliced or looped the ball. Anything just to keep it in play, and extracted 70 unforced errors from the World No. 1, coming through 6-7, 6-2, 6-4. Her parents Corey and Candy embraced each other and jumped around in the box. Gauff has recently asked her father to take a step back from input into her tennis and her mother to take a step closer, traveling with her on the tour. Was it difficult to convince them? They know if say something I really mean it, said Gauff. I'm a pretty dynamite personality. You can say that again. When Coco Gauff raised the coupe Suzanne Lenglen high above her head at the 2025 French Open, the image felt both familiar and unprecedented. It mirrored a history etched by Serena Williams, a towering figure in women's tennis who not only rewrote the record books, but redefined what greatness could look like. And yet it was unmistakably Coco's moment. Radiant with promise, rich in grit and full of the kind of resonance that speaks to a changing world. The torch has not merely been passed. It has been reignited. At just 21 years old, Coco Gauff has already etched her name into tennis lore, becoming the first American woman since Serena to win the French Open and the youngest to do so since Iga Swiatek in 2020. More than that, she has emerged not simply as a tennis champion, but as a cultural force. One with poise, voice, and conscience. This victory feels like more than a title. It feels like the opening chapter in a new era. From prodigy to powerhouse, Coco's rise wasn't subtle. The world took notice in 2019 when a 15-year-old Gauff stunned Venus Williams at Wimbledon. In that moment, the headlines wrote themselves. The student defeats the master. The heir apparent meets her destiny. Yet while the comparisons to the Williams sisters came fast and often, Coco made clear from the outset that she was her own player on her own journey. Still, to deny the influence of Serena Williams would be to miss the point. Gauff grew up idolizing Serena, not just the dominant athlete who amassed 23 Grand Slam titles, but the unapologetic black woman who reshaped the image of power and femininity in sport. Serena didn't merely win, she challenged the status quo and made space for athletes like Coco to dream even bigger. She showed me that I could do this. Gauff once said of Serena, not just play, but win, and speak, and stand up. Now Gauff isn't just speaking, she's roaring. Paris as a turning point. Roland Garros 2025 will be remembered not just for Coco's title run, but for the manner in which she achieved it. She didn't simply play well, she outclassed, outlasted, and outthought her opponents in a field that was as competitive as ever. Her semifinal against Aryna Sabalenka, full of blistering rallies and iron wills, felt like a final in its own right. In the championship match, Gauff displayed a blend of finesse and firepower, dismantling Elena Rybakina in straight sets with a game plan as elegant as it was ruthless. Her serve, more potent than ever. Her forehand, no longer a weakness, but a weapon. Her court coverage, peerless. But beyond the technicals, what stood out most was her composure. No tantrums, no panic, just focus and belief. Traits that once defined the prime years of Serena's reign now animate a new protagonist. The burden and beauty of representation. It's impossible to separate Coco's rise from her cultural significance. Like Serena, she exists not only as an athlete but as a symbol of possibility, of representation, and of progress. In a sport that still battles issues of inclusion and accessibility, particularly for Black girls, Gauff is both beacon and battering ram. She's also unafraid to use her platform, whether it's speaking out against racial injustice, advocating for mental health awareness, or emphasizing the importance of voting. Gauff, much like Serena, understands that being a champion means more than what happens between the lines. And yet, it's a heavy mantle. The world doesn't just watch Coco Gauff play, it watches her grow. It critiques her hairstyles, her tone, her outfits, her opinions. There is no invisibility cloak for Black excellence. But Gauff carries this visibility with the grace of someone far older than 21, perhaps because she has had to. There's pressure, sure, she said after her win in Paris. But I also know I was made for this. I've dreamed about it for too long to be scared now. Serena's legacy, Coco's future. To follow in Serena Williams' footsteps is to tread on sacred ground. Serena's legacy is a mosaic of dominance and defiance, of awe-inspiring athleticism and cultural influence. It's about the battles won on the court and the even tougher ones fought off it. For any player, the comparison is daunting. But Gauff doesn't seem daunted. Instead, she embraces the lineage while insisting on her own voice. Where Serena bulldozed, Coco glides. Where Serena wielded power like a thunderbolt, Coco slices it like a scalpel. There is a stylistic difference, yes, but a spiritual continuity. Both represent evolution in action, the ever-expanding idea of what women's tennis can be. Both have transcended sport to become voices in the larger human story. And crucially, Coco arrives at a moment of vacuum and opportunity. With Serena retired, and the WTA field fragmented by inconsistency, there is space, perhaps for the first time in a decade, for a singular star to lead the charge. What the new era might look like. So, what will this new era look like under Gauff's guidance? It will be fast and fluid, driven by a new generation of multidimensional athletes. It will be tech-savvy, socially conscious, and global in voice. It will include new faces. Emma Raducanu finding her rhythm again. Naomi Osaka back with renewed focus. 17-year-old prodigies from South America or Southeast Asia storming the stage. But at its center, Coco Gauff offers something both rare and necessary. Consistency with charisma. She has the game. She has the mental steel. She has the humility to learn and the audacity to lead. Expect to see her lifting more slams, yes, but also expect her to evolve the role of tennis star into something even more powerful. A public thinker, a role model, a mentor, a brand built not on flash but substance. Serena changed the game by dominating it. Coco might just change it by humanizing it. A moment, a movement. Paris 2025 may, in the end, be remembered like Serena's U.S. Open win in 1999, not as the pinnacle, but as the signal flare. A declaration that the next phase has begun. That the throne, though never truly empty, has a worthy heir. Not in imitation, but in evolution. As Gauff took her victory lap around Court Philippe Chatrier, American flags waved, fans roared, and commentators searched for the right words. But perhaps the truth is simpler. We are watching greatness, not potential, not promise, but arrival. Serena Williams once said, "I don't like to lose at anything. Yet I've grown most not from victories, but setbacks." Coco Gauff has grown through both. And now, on the other side, she stands poised to not only follow in footsteps, but leave tracks of her own. She is not Serena 2.0. She is Coco, and this is her era.